Okay, from Rochester, I went to Nashville, where my cousin Srinivas lives. In the airport, while check-in, they stopped my bag as they found something suspicious, and they opened my bag and searched for some time. So from far, I saw my sister-in-law little worried as I was traveling for the first time alone in US, and it was not a direct flight. I had to change my flight. So then and there itself, I have decided that whatever problem, I will not tell anybody. I will deal on my own. Anyway, can you guess what they found from my bag? It was my tongue cleaner, which they could not understand. Finally, they allowed me to go in. I reached LaGuardia where I had to change my flight. Really, in every airport, I faced some kind of problem, which I will share with you all now. Okay. So, in LaGuardia airport, after some time, I heard the announcement that gate number is changed. Immediately picked up my bag and started walking. But I was surprised to see what is written on the boards is that it is 21 minutes walk to that gate. After some time, I literally started running because I was still seeing that it is still 14 more minute walk, 12 more minute walk, and on and on. On top of that, the co-passengers with whom I was walking suddenly disappeared. So I really did not know whether I was walking in the right direction or no. Yes, finally I reached. Sat down with a relief after checking the gate number twice. Reached Nashville safely, and Nashville is in Tennessee state. This is my cousin Srinivas' house and his neighborhood. I'm going to stay in this house for the next 3 days. This is the walking path near his house, which we are going to come back in the evening again. And next day morning itself, we set out to see Parthenon, which is built in Centennial Park. The Parthenon stands proudly as the centerpiece of Centennial Park, that is Nashville's premium urban park. This is a full scale replica of the original Parthenon in Athens, Greece. Before going inside, let us see around the structure. So, inside it is the statue of Greece goddess Athena, which was constructed in the year 1990, and it is 42 feet tall. For 12 years, Athena was a plain white statue. Then, in the year 2002, Athena was gilded in gold to more closely resemble the original. Here you can see her carrying Nike in her right hand, who is the goddess of victory in Greek mythology, and Athena was worshipped in this form of being victorious in war. And a shield in her left hand, a 20 feet tall serpent between the body of Athena and her shield. Took picture with Hema and Hamsini with whom I went. And a few pictures outside again. Walked around the park, saw other things, and spent some leisure time with Hema. Amazed with the variety of beautiful flowers in the nearby plants nursery. From here, Hema took me to a Ganesh temple. After visiting the temple, we went back home, and that was it for that day. I know Prabhat's friend's cousin Alpi lives in Nashville, whom I know since she was a kid. I just called to tell her that I'm in Nashville, and no intention of visiting her because I have to depend on somebody to take me there, and also I don't know how far she is away from Srinu's place. But to my surprise, she told me that she is just 15 to 20 minutes away from Srinu's place. She said she'll come and pick me up, but next day Srinu dropped me at her place and went back home because he had to attend a meeting. This is Rupal's house. I really like the view from her kitchen and the greenery around her house. Rupal's mother happened to be there, who came from India, so I got to meet her. She showed her entire house and also showed some paintings which she did herself. They were looking beautiful. Spent some time with them and clicked some pictures. After that, Drupal dropped me back. In spite of her busy work schedule, Hema goes to Sai Baba temple every week, get the flowers and makes beautiful garlands for all the gods and goddesses present in the temple. That day, I was fortunate to make some garlands and offer to God. Finished making garlands and went to sleep. So that's it for the day. Can you guess where I'm standing right now? This is Isha Institute of Inner Sciences, that is Isha U.S Ashram at Tennessee. This is called Mahima Hall, a huge dome where the yoga and meditation programs happen. This is abode of Adiyogi. It's a consecrated place where people meditate. We spent quite some time, had our lunch over there, and came back. After coming back from ashram, we went to the Sai Baba temple to give the garlands which we made. As we had some leisure time, clicked some pictures. That's it for that day. A day very well spent, I felt. Next day, we left very early in the morning to Atlanta for two reasons. One is to see Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta and to meet Srinu's son who is studying there. It was winter time and it started raining. Imagine how cold it is, but still we got down at one place to experience the beautiful view. Wanted to spend more time but started feeling very cold, so we left that place. Georgia Aquarium is not only a top aquarium in USA, but it is also the largest in the country. It is also the aquarium to feature whale sharks, the largest fish. I really can't describe how many different kind of fish I have saw in this aquarium. So right now you also enjoy watching fish. Quite enjoyed the dolphin show.
Come in, that's hot. Sea lion, born in Florida, living here now as the beautiful Georgia peach.
Next to the aquarium, there is World of Coca-Cola, which is a museum. We visited this place also. Basically, it is history of the Coca-Cola company. The tour features a video presentation of Coca-Cola advertising over years. The visitors were allowed to taste 60 different flavors from around the world. I noticed that the visitors were more interested to sample various Coke products than knowing about Coca-Cola. I saw people going crazy trying each and every product as it was free. After trying few flavors, my tongue became numb. I really don't know how people are tasting so many. But some flavors were really horrible. So here you can see different brands and different flavors. Spent some time over there and clicked some pictures outside and met Srinu's son, had dinner with him and came back home. Going to sleep now because tomorrow early morning leaving for New Orleans, which is in Louisiana state. Okay, time to reach Nashville airport. Srinu was very confident about the time to reach the airport. So when we reached the airport, there was a lot of traffic and the cars were literally not moving. Hema and me got down from the car much before the entrance of the airport and we started running carrying my bags. Somehow we could reach and then in US they allow the visitors to go inside the airport. So Hema came in and she really helped me to check in the luggage and everything. So no last minute pictures as we thought and no bye, nothing. I really ran inside the airport without saying a single word. Reached New Orleans on time without any problem. Let me tell you why I came to New Orleans. Very close school friend of mine who is Brahmeshwari. Her daughter lives in Lafayette and Lafayette is 2 hours distance from New Orleans. So my friend's son-in-law Srikant came to the airport to pick me up and from there we went to the hotel directly where my niece and my grandniece and my friend's younger daughter are waiting already for me. So Srikant took us around to show all the important places in New Orleans. That's my niece, grandniece and my friend's daughter. So first we went to Jackson Square, which is a national historic landmark and one of the great public spaces in US. As it's windy, today we are feeling very Mississippi cold. River is the second largest river in North America and runs through 10 states from Minnesota to Louisiana of Gulf of Mexico. The port in New Orleans is one of the busiest ports in the world. Mississippi River remains a major part of the New Orleans landscape. Then we went to St. Louis Cathedral, is one of the New Orleans most notable landmarks, and the city is recognized by cathedral and its position overlooking Jackson Square. This church is located just across the street from Jackson Square. This church is an architectural icon. We saw beautiful stained glass windows with various colors and designs. From here, we went to the very famous French Quarters. Surprisingly, it is empty. I think it's raining and very cold. I expected huge crowds on the road as it is a famous tourist place. We went in horse cart to see around the place. This lady explained the history about this French Quarters. When I saw this iron grill design, I felt it is familiar but not sure exactly where I saw. Then I remembered after coming back to India, I called my cousin who is in my mother's native place, Ponnikellu. He sent me pictures and videos of this house, which is more than 100 years old. It is this balcony design which I felt somewhat similar. I cannot forget these spiral steps where we used to go up and down numerous times in my childhood. This is my grandfather's brother's house and my cousin still lives in this same house. This way I got to see this house after a long time thanks to my cousin. So clicked some pictures when the roads are empty, and then we noticed that people started moving on the roads. By evening, the place became so crowded and started looking completely different. This place is very famous for its lively celebrations. Mardi Gras parades is one of that which attracts tourists from all over the world. Then we went to Cafe Du Monde for the second time as there was a long queue when we went in the morning. These are called beignets. They are sprinkled with lot of powdered sugar and the coffee is with chicory and milk. These two are very famous. I did not understand why was a long queue for these. Okay, what is another famous dish which is very common in every restaurant's menu? Can you see that? It is the alligator meat. So you can see that fried alligator sausages, and alligator bites. It is so common in all the menus. Spent some more time and came back to Lafayette by night. Next day, we all went to Achafalaya swamps. This is my school friends, both daughters and granddaughter, my niece and grandniece. Swamps is a combination of wetlands and river delta. This is one of the largest swamps contains continuous tract of cypress trees. The trees are covered with the carpets of Spanish moss, which look like air plants. It is so amazing to see such tall trees standing tall in water. The reason is the roots inside the water are as long as the height of the tree outside the water. That's what we were told by the guide. These trees are looking very unusual, which we don't get to see everywhere. These swamps are really worth seeing. One should not miss this if you are visiting Lafayette. As I said, alligator meat is very famous. You will find so many alligators everywhere. Can you see one here? We saw some small babies also. They took us around the whole place. Tried to pluck some Spanish moss when we went close to the trees. From here, we went to Rip Van Winkle Gardens at Jefferson Island. There was a guided tour of Jefferson Home, which is a grand architectural masterpiece built as a hunting lodge and painting studio for the famous 19th century actor Joseph Jefferson, who portrayed Rip Van Winkle on the stage. This is Lake Penior. We just strolled through the gardens at our own pace. The place is beautiful and serene. We saw so many peacocks wandering around. This picture is taken by both the kids, can you believe? Finally could click a picture with my cuties Bhavya and Riha. Next day morning, clicked some pictures of Lalitya's house. Generally, you will not find multi-storied buildings in Lafayette because of frequent tornadoes. I really liked the house very much as I found it very spacious and the rooms are at one level unlike the other houses in US. In the afternoon we went to Tabasco Museum. The world famous Tabasco brand pepper sauce began on Avery Island in 1868 in Lafayette. Tabasco sauce is made by McElhenney family for over 5 generations. Here one can see how the sauce is made step by step. These are the red peppers with which they make the sauce. After grinding the peppers into paste, store it in these barrels and cover with a lid and cover the lid with the salt like this. Then these are stored for about 3 years, which is aging process to get the tangy taste. Then the sauce is bottled like this in different flavors. After seeing the whole process, we walked in the bamboo fields and drove through the jungle gardens. That's it for the day and came back home. After coming back home, clicked pictures with everyone and with Sahitya's in-laws who were there at that time. Next day morning, Shrikant showed me a society where all the houses are in complete French style. I found them absolutely beautiful. I noticed each house is having different elevation design and none of them are looking similar. After that, I headed to the airport to leave for Houston, where my school friend Shashi lives. So, in Lafayette Airport, let me tell you what happened. So, after I reached, they said that there is some error in my passport. I said it cannot be because I have been traveling to many places and this is the same passport I am using. But they said no, there is an error, you have to wait. So I was waiting and waiting, and still, I mean, they said they have to call the officer, and then the officer came after some time, and then he said there is an error, I have to wait. I really did not know what to do, and they were not ready to listen also, because they said it is showing in their computer, so they cannot do anything. So, and then it was getting late, and I could hear they were announcing my name, and finally, I really did not know what happened. They said, yes, I mean, there's no problem, now you can go. Imagine, like, till then I was so tensed because I mean the whole schedule will be changed. Literally, there was no time after the security check-in. I was holding my shoes in my hand and then I ran inside.